Hello and welcome to AD4 TV Radio News Updates. Coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Adirayo Senami. The United Nations Humanitarian Air Service (UNHAS) rotary operation in northeast Nigeria has been suspended after an attack on its helicopter last week. UNHAS coordinator in Nigeria, Edward Callan, said the halt in humanitarian services is for an initial period of 1 week to allow United Nations officials to engage with government partners and conduct new risk assessments for each helicopter location. He assured that all mitigation measures have been taken to ensure the safety of operating in insurgency-affected states of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe. Meanwhile, Nigeria's House of Representatives Joint Committee on Finance, Banking and Currency has commenced a probe of over $30 billion annual revenue leakages from oil revenue payment on account of foreign currency denominated contracts in the country from 2010 to 2019.
The revenue leakage of amounting to over $30 billion that we have evidence to, is, if effectively and efficiently blocked and recovered, will bring funds enough to finance our national and state budgets without recourse to external or even domestic borrowing.
What we are doing here today is clearly for the Nigerian people, because no government can function without enough revenue. Every day you keep criticizing government, we are borrowing. If you have not other way to go than to borrow. But what we are doing today is in furtherance to our promise to the Nigerian people that we will ensure the welfare of the entire populace of our great country.
The Joint Committee invited banks, oil companies, and MDAs which are directly or indirectly linked to the contract transactions to assist in the probe. Unity Bank, Stanbic IBTC, and the United Bank for Africa (UBA) were the only banks that appeared before the committee. Stanbic IBTC, however, came with a court order barring it from disclosing its financial status to the committee.
The four of the banks who are supposed to be here are not here. Gives me great concern. But I want to make it clear that the House is not going to sit idly. We do not want to be forced to go to the full extent of the law. We will follow on from that by taking necessary action to propose and implement solutions that will ensure our country no longer loses these huge sums that we desperately need to build infrastructure and support enterprise that creates jobs for our people.
The meeting was adjourned with the warning that the Parliament will not hesitate to invoke its constitutional rights on any person or organization that takes the Parliament for granted. Still in Nigeria, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, on Monday launched new guidelines for the conduct of elections during the coronavirus pandemic in the country. Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Chikwe Hekwazu, said the guidelines will support the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, political parties, and Nigerians who will be voting during the pandemic.
Today, we are announcing and launching new guidelines for the conducting of elections during the COVID-19 outbreak in Nigeria. Therefore, we've developed these guidelines to support everyone involved, political parties, INEC, but most critically, Nigerians that will be going to vote in these difficult times. Voting still remains a civic responsibility, and even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, we have to find a way of doing this safely. We have to adapt to the new normal.
Dr. Chikwe also announced the launch of COVID-19 online course on infection prevention and control for health workers to reduce risk infection and transmission of COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. He said the course features modules on standard and transmission-based precautions, use of personal protective equipment, and other essential aspects of infection control in healthcare, and certificates will be awarded to participants at the end of the course. Similarly, the Minister of State for Education in Nigeria, Emeka Nwajuba, on Monday announced that the West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination is scheduled to commence from August 4th to 5th September 2020. The minister, who said this at the Presidential Task Force briefing COVID-19, said all necessary protocols have been put in place and advised schools to practice safety measures as school facilities will be available for those who will be interested in revision classes. We'll take a break now. When we return, local contractors protest over unpaid funds. Stay with us, details coming shortly.
A housewarming is a party held to celebrate moving to a new house. The origin of this word goes thus. A long time ago, before the 1800s, when central heating was invented in the Western world, housewarming was a tradition where invited guests gathered in a new house, contributing firewood to burn in the fireplace and warm the house up.
Welcome back. You're watching 84 TV Radio News Update. Local contractors in Nigeria on Tuesday have decried the government's delay to pay for contracts executed in various ministries and agencies of the federal government. The President's Association of Local Contractors in Nigeria, Godwin Tabansi, while speaking at a peaceful protest organized by the association in Abuja, called on Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari to order Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed to pay them off in 2 weeks or she resigns.
We have been trying to play along with the woman for this payment, the Honorable Minister Zainab Ahmed. But since he has been promising us today, tomorrow, next week, next month, all the empty promises. All her promises is empty promises. So for that reason, we want presidency to talk to her to release this payment within 2 weeks.
A member of the association, Josephine Odungide, also called on the president to call the minister to order. She said the association had written to the president and he had ordered the minister to pay the contractors, but none of them have received payment.
We pass vote of no confidence to the Honorable Minister of Finance. We call our president to reshuffle cabinet and drop her.
Following the easing of lockdown by the federal government of Nigeria, businesses in Abuja, including hair salons, have reopened fully in spite of low patronage. Citizens are still a bit worried of the possibility of contracting coronavirus from getting a haircut. 84 TV radio correspondent visited a salon in Abuja to monitor their activities and get their views. Here's the report.
COVID-19 has presented new risks for every profession. Businesses were shut down to reduce the spread of the virus. As these restrictions are lifted, salons are reopening, including this one in the heart of Abuja. Customers may be wondering if it is safe to go to the barber's shop. However, this barbing salon has taken extra precaution to allay the fears of customers, as one of the barbers explained the measures put in place to curb the spread of the virus.
During this period of lockdown, things are not going normal, but normally when the customer comes, they normally wash their hands and sanitize. Then we disinfect our chairs, then we start barbing. The numbers of people that we used to cut a day have reduced. Some are staying at home, but some are still coming out. But as you can see, we don't have much customer because of the lockdown, but we are managing. We thank God for that.
Alex Emmanuel reporting for 84 TV Radio, Abuja.
And that's it on 84 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website at www.84tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at 84 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at 84 TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Adirayo Senami.